We in the way. Can't seem to get out of the way. Which way? The American one. Against the antique machine of whiteness, which torches the wick of othered lineage to pump its pistons with the fossil fuels made from the pestling of ancestral bone. I have grown sun-leathered in my laboring, held my sleep until it herniated and breached all that I have claimed to love, been gifted the heirloom of a nightmare. The vintage image of my family packed up in a gaze and shipped far away from my declining estate. I have made quite the fortune in ulcers, saved all the tears in the banks of my eyes, felt the salt raise my pressure like good stock. And I made it to payday. Shout out to payday, nobody? Had to fold my last dollar bill into a paper plane and sail it clear across 2 weeks. Would have died, but the rent was due. And so I kept on patting my pockets, searching for a pulse, surrendering my greenbacks for an untrusting cashier to hold heavenward the pallid mesh of cotton and paper for which I bartered hours of my living. I surrendered my living and they held it to the light. The light flashed before their eyes. They'd squint and I'd surmise they reached the time my wife mentioned a rich guy she dated way back when. I've never seen his face, but some days my daughter looks like him. I've never seen my face free and unshaped by legal tender. I stand before a mirror and can't gaze into my eyes without thinking they were owned by someone delivered from the womb of a ship and priced before they were ever named. I am of this tradition of being called by what I am and am not worth. My first bill was a christening. My father laughed a proud and knowing laugh when my check was scavenged by mines. Told me I should learn to love this hollowing a wallet in spirit. Said you ain't a man if the money ain't talking, and it be whispering to me in a drawl of echoes, telling me unkind things, like how my bank account is but a pitiful biography of numbers, an unfortunate string of scarlet digits digging themselves into a hellhole. Said you ain't grown until with each bit of cash placed firmly in your hand, you grow more confused about who's doing the holding, and until you've known it to be a sort of air, said the man who died of breathing complications, who in his will left me by myself, an embarrassment of riches, merely an embarrassment after taxes. And there we were, thinking that we were more than just the mannequins to tailor the caskets to, believing that we were actually worth more than just our weight in food stamps. Seems we can't escape this bad and beautiful luck. Seems even the moon follows us everywhere, like the clerk at the corner store. Shines on us like a clock, always striking 12, returning the grass back into stone, snatching all the children off their milk cartons gone missing, and laying them back down for a good light sleep on the riverbed, the ache back into our hearts for us to carry like mother does infant, to keep hauling our bodies to and fro like the most elegant pallbearing we know. Grow more amazed at how each day they wrap in new ribbon a block that was just gauze and caution tape, and how now I look like the thief, standing in the same spot where I was once robbed of my innocence and my Jordans, amidst a crowd of row houses boarded up the eyes and swearing they ain't see nothing, and the neighbors never see nothing, and the new neighbors never see nothing. They make fences of their smiles, and I have seen their eyes, I have seen their worst fears. Most days they are in my mirror, a scene that takes my breath away, although I am never sure if they will give it back. It is a starvation I'd never wish upon those who can't let pain stick to their ribs long enough to miss a dinner or two. Those I never burden unless I could see in their face where the famine had been handed down like an heirloom, way before we were even a cataract in our father's eyes, long before our parents were curled up together in a crack pipe, treated their bodies as to agree to sometimes put their pain in their children's name, like the cable bill. Nah, their blood is too different, all blue, and inside their bodies, their spoons all silver and unburnt at the bottom. And I come from a long line of faces that only a mother could mourn. Got cousins that look nothing alike, save the striking resemblance they share in the bullet wound. We got skin so black, it gets lost in the asphalt when an unmarked jumps the curb, emptying out into the corner a nightmare's worth of cops with green thumbs, ready to plant dime bags on us, or even worse, plant us back into the earth. Type of skin to be a quarantine into itself. Could not rub off on anyone despite everyone's fear of its contagion. This fright of what clothes my bone in shadow, grabbing hold of them and dragging them back to our gutter to live out the rest of their days, as if the moment they stepped foot in it, a better place wouldn't be built around them. One with stores and houses that call us nigger to our face, dare us to make our money talk back and wait as we open our wallets like mouths and they are empty with nothing to say. All my niggas in the whole wide world, all my niggas in the whole wide world made this song to make it all your turn. For us, this here is for us. You can't say it, because me and my niggas trust the word in your mouth about as much as we trust our infants in the mouth of a wolf. Your lips are thin, line between chattel and kin, and we've seen how you sharpen the hook of a hard R on your other words. Can't quite perfect that soft A that gives up its ghost midway out the throat and floats to a child of murk searching to turn into a proxy of heaven. My niggas need no training on this. Need no master course on how wherever a bullet be licking a patch of air, beware a track meet has been declared. Don't be mad. You got the whole wide world. My niggas were born pale as a fresh wound, were told their shimmer of soot was a scab, gangrenous across their bodies and never healing. They slap a big joker on their forehead and wish it was their daddy's kiss. Ball extra hard on the blacktop, get shot on the court and don't even call foul. Just finish the layup to the sound of God, yelling, and one, and my mans and them is beautiful. But will hurt you if you call them or treat them as such. They are God, prison, industrial, and Oedipal complex. Got girlfriends for fathers. Will not kiss them in public, but will leave hickeys on the neck of a bottle of Hennessy until the burn feels like a love in their chest. My mans and them don't do well with affection. Swear they ain't emotional. My mans and them don't know that anger is an emotion that rules them into loving with their fist. Left hooks make hay out of their toddler's chest, turns their sons into brick walls just like them, but my mans and them will die for their daughters, just won't live for their daughters' mothers. Closest thing they get to an I love you is a monthly deposit or a bouquet full of knuckles. My mans and them stay not loving these hoes, but my mans and them is hoes, so they stay not loving themselves. My mans and them put all their bros before all their hoes and yet still are oddly homophobic. Spend all their time manning up, never got to be boys. Lost their virginities at 12 but swear they are not abused. My mans and them use sex as a political tool. It is one of the only ways they've ever known how to exercise power. My mans and them pull out game strong. But there that baby ain't got my eyes game even stronger. My mans and them are brilliant. They're School of Hard Knock, GED, jail GED, Lincoln Tech trained, magna cum laude, PhD, but can't read between the lines wrinkled in a woman's brow as she declines their advances. No, my mans and them want to know if your man allow you to have friends. Can he handle competition? When all else failed, my mans and them got a million reasons loaded in the chamber why they ain't like you anyway. My mans and them love pussy. Hate women, especially the black ones. They dream of running away to where the grass is blonder, and long gone are the women who house them like organs, who mourn them and crown them and raise them from the dead. My mans and them is self-healing, lick wounds with forked tongues and spit a swisher, better than Moses can part the Red Sea, better than social services can split up their families. My mans and them head of household at age 13, same age they learned magic, how to make a dime bag disappear with the slap of a 5, same age they learned alchemy, untucked the steel and turned it into a stranger's gold. Run pockets the way white men run stock markets. Live in a shoebox economy. 401k plan hidden beneath a Sealy Posturepedic. My mans and them is beautiful, but can't feel it. Only smile for the mortician. Only cry at funerals. And every time they decide to breathe, my mans and them don't know no better. Yet I do and never check them, never show them better. And I'm beginning to wonder exactly what that says about me. Me. I'm just a black man, twice removed from God, reincarnated through blue eyes, narrow as gun barrels. This nation is my mother, but only through surrogacy. 'Tis why I am treated as her demon seed, her cursed and deserving son of Ham, turned son of Sam by the media whenever the officer's alibi don't stick. To quell the foul play, I am painted across it as a lunatic. My eulogy will read like a smear campaign. My funeral will be a trial, and I'll be found guilty of this unshakable otherness, of this blackness which gets more jails than Yales erected on behalf of his third grade test scores. The school to prison pipeline starts so young you swear it were a sliding board, swear it were a ploy or a form of dehumanization aged old. It is making mugshots out of our baby photos. It is growing me into my spirit as if it were a cage. No one so much as flinches when I am killed, and it is blamed on my rage, blamed on a bullet that shouldn't have had my brain on it, instead of blamed on a bigotry that has long had my name on it, and I have died this death 1,000,000 times. You can find me in the bladder of Alabama or Sanford, or wherever they swallow black souls whole and leave the cadavers as town flags blowing in the breeze, half-mast on the oak trees, wherever the peace feels like Confederacy smiling, wherever the boot meets my teeth like a love tale to what do I owe? This everlasting rapture of bullet shells. This mass choir song of machine gun on its umpteenth encore sung in a twisted tongue of Garvey, sending us niggas back to where we came from, past Africa and back to God. My God, what is it about my hands that makes your trigger fingers so itchy? What is it about my body that sends you leaping in suspicion, searching me harder than you ever search history? This black skin ain't never been valid ID. Please don't mind little old humongous me. I'm just a black man surviving the APB since my ABCs, but one of these glad mornings I'll fly away. Oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by. Thank y'all so much for listening. My name is Rasheed Copeland. You can find me on all platforms by just typing Rasheed Copeland in. I'm here. Speak to me if you like. Enjoy the rest of the show.